What's going on, guys? The Crypto Boss back with you for another video. Most of you guys are probably really familiar with this. This is called TradingView. This is the homepage, but it's pretty cool. This is what I use to help me swing trade and kind of just get ideas on when to buy, when to sell. It's easy to track. It's a lot better than CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap's charts are garbage. So this is TradingView, tradingview.com. So head over there and you can make an account and you can even scroll through some of the feed here. I guess you can follow certain people. I don't do anything on this page. I basically type in BTC, USD, and you can pick the pair that you want to trade it with. I mean you can do pretty much anything. I do Bitcoin to US dollar. And this is also a cool platform for stock trading. So this is what I used it for in the past. So you guys are probably saying this looks like crap. Well, you just click on this chart and you will get the Candlestick Chart here. And by the way, this is free, so you don't have to worry about this, me like trying to sell you something. This is all completely free. But as you can see, I'll just give a brief overview for those of you who don't understand what you're looking at. Obviously, this is a price chart. And you guys obviously understand that, but you don't get what's the red, what's the green. You can probably guess the green means it's going up, the red means it's going down. That's true. But these are called candlesticks or candles. And this is called the wick, this thing that goes up a little bit higher than like the green ends and then the wick goes up. What that means is that there were shares, I guess, for lack of a better term, or coins bought at this price tag up here. So at 14,258, but the candle closed at $14,225. And basically what a candle is, it represents a certain period of time. And so up here in the corner, you will be able to decide your time limits. So when I'm swing trading, I mean, you guys can use whatever. It's really personal preference. With a 1 minute chart, things get really cluttered and it's harder to get an idea of what the market's actually doing because it's happening so fast. It's 1 minute charts. I will use the 1 minute chart every so often just to get a more clear definition of what I think is happening. But an hour chart is fine. Maybe a half an hour chart will do the job. But as you can see, as you change the candlesticks, you'll see the difference in the graph, right? You won't see the certain lows or the certain highs because basically for an hour, if you're on the 1 minute graph, 60 of these is equal to 1 hour. So a 1 minute chart is kind of cool because you can zoom in and you can kind of see like, okay, things are happening. There's a lot of price movement within each, within the past half an hour or so. It's kind of consolidated in the past half an hour. And then you look at here, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. From right here in 6 minutes, it went from 13,900 all the way up to 14,225. And that was all in 6 minutes. So if you're a swing trader and you're trading on the 1 minute chart, I mean, you could have made a lot of money even if you just bought in right here. And it's hard to tell, right? Like it's very hard to know if it's going to just keep going. I mean, a lot of people probably bought in up here and thought it was just going to keep going, blast off to the moon, right? But that doesn't always happen. So it's good to kind of get a better idea of what's going on by using different time angles before you make a decision to buy or sell, But one thing I wanted to go over is over the past few days, I'll zoom this out a little bit. One thing that is good to know in terms of trading is higher lows and lower highs. So that makes no sense to a lot of people, but basically, as you can see here, when you're dropping down, these are making lower high points. So this was, say, the high point for the recent week, right? I think it probably was this past week. 17,100 is roughly where Bitcoin topped out this week. And as you can see, the trading was in a very bearish trend on the way down here. And you can see that the high points of these these consolidation periods, because you know it's getting up here and then it's kind of consolidating down, and the sellers show up, and then all of a sudden down here the buyers show up, right? But the height of the buying never got back to where it was, and that means it's a lower high value. So that means it's going to continue. It doesn't necessarily mean this every time, but that is a bearish signal. And so when the sellers come back, there was a little bit of support here, the buyers came back, and then it was still a lower high. So that kind of reaffirms the first bearish signal. And then guess what? It happens again. And then it happened pretty big here. And the buyers came back, still a lower high. Then they sell off. Then the buyers came back again, but it was still lower than this low high up here. So this bearish trend continued until we got some pretty large support line down here at about 13,000, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen. And I thought that if it hit 13,000, it could either kind of support like it did. It actually bounced off of it right here, and then it kind of did it again. But this is what we call a higher low in this region. So this low and this low were relatively the same, and so my thought was, okay, this is where the support is. It's bounced off this sort of trend line twice, and it seems to me that means the bulls are returning, the buyers are coming back. And back here, I thought when it first hit this original $13,000 line, I thought, okay, maybe it could keep going down all the way down to our recent lows of maybe 12,000. And I had actually originally bought into Bitcoin back here at about 11,900 or something. Back, what day was this? 12:30. Yeah, that's about when I bought it. So to me, I was like, okay, this would make sense if the support line breaks down here at 13,000 and keeps breaking down, then I could see it going down to, 11,500 ish. But luckily for us, or not lucky if you wanted it to drop more so you could buy in more, it bounced off this trend line, and it's still going right now. Clearly, like this is still more or less consolidation period going on, but it's bounced back up. It's shot back up to 13.5, but you're seeing what's happening here in these little, this EKG graph kind of thing, right? These are these are higher highs, okay, so I just messed that up. These are higher lows, okay? And here I'm still looking at a bearish chart here. Got my mind on this, but these are lower or higher lows. Geez, I'm messing this up. But these are higher lows, so that's also a bullish sign. So when it's going up, and the buyers are showing up, and then they sell off. There's a couple sellers here, and then the buyers show back up, and then they sell off again. The point where the selling ends is higher than the last sale was a few candles ago, right? And so you're seeing that here, and you saw that down here, and you saw it again in this region here, and you're clearly seeing it again in this region here. So a higher low is a good bullish sign, and a lower high is a bearish sign. And that's just like very fundamental basic stuff. And it's a tongue twister, so I apologize for screwing that up a couple times. But anyway, I just wanted to go over a quick trading view video. But right now, to me, it looks like Bitcoin is in a bullish trend. And I think the buyers are here. And I could see this thing going up to, I mean, I think we could easily test up here in the $17,000 range within the next day or so, but no one really knows, right? Like, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have like the Bitcoin magic thoughts or anything. I'm not sure, but I could see this bullish trend continuing, especially after the recent bearish trend that we had with all the bad news and everything. I really do think that Bitcoin is due for a breakout, especially when you go over to the coin market cap and you look at the Bitcoin dominance and how it's just been losing dominance. I'm personally a bull on Bitcoin, and I think it's going to. I think it's very possible that it will break out and it'll kind of take away a lot of that market share back to itself, where it was 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And when that does happen, I think you're going to see a little bit of a decline in the alt market, and that'll only fuel the Bitcoin price even more. So we'll see what happens, but that's just my personal thoughts. Most of the time, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so take it for what you want. If you thought it was helpful or you want me to do more trading view videos, I'll draw trend lines and we can do the Fibonacci retracements and everything too. But until then, leave me a comment about what you thought or where you guys think Bitcoin's going if I missed something, or subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.